You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
So here's the latest, and honestly, one of the most unsettling stories in Australia's legal history. Kathleen Folbigg, the woman who spent 20 years behind bars after being wrongly convicted of killing her 4 children, has just been offered $2 million in compensation by the New South Wales government. And while that might sound like a lot on paper, many people, including her legal team and supporters, say it barely scratches the surface of what she's been through. Let's rewind a bit. Back in 2003, Folbigg was found guilty of murdering her children, Caleb, Patrick, Sarah, and Laura, in incidents that occurred between 1989 and 1999. The jury at the time saw what they believed was a pattern, and she was sentenced to prison. But over the years, doubts started creeping in, especially as genetic and scientific evidence emerged, suggesting the children may have died from natural causes. Then in 2023, after a long campaign and a renewed inquiry, her convictions were finally quashed, and she was pardoned and released. Fast forward to now, in 2025, the state has decided to pay her $2 million in compensation. But here's the kicker. Her legal team is calling that amount profoundly unfair and unjust. Her solicitor, Ronnie Rigo, pointed out that Lindy Chamberlain, who served just 3 years in prison before being cleared, received $1.7 million back in 1994. Folbigg, by contrast, spent 2 decades locked away, missed out on virtually every part of normal life, and was vilified by the public and media for years. So yes, $2 million feels like a very poor trade-off for a lost life. To make things worse, the government hasn't disclosed the reasoning behind that specific figure, and has agreed not to discuss the details publicly, apparently at Folbigg's own request. Still, her lawyer is calling for an independent inquiry to understand how that number was reached, and whether it genuinely reflects the gravity of her wrongful imprisonment. Her friend Tracy Chapman said Folbigg was left speechless when she saw the offer. And it makes sense. This isn't just about money. It's about acknowledging the trauma, the injustice, and the total erasure of 2 decades of someone's life. Green's MLC Sue Higginson called it go-away money, saying it doesn't even begin to cover the wages Folbigg would have earned, let alone her legal fees, lost super, destroyed reputation, and need for lifelong psychological support. So while she's no longer behind bars, Folbigg's battle clearly isn't over. The state may have acknowledged the error, but whether it's made it right is another story entirely. Stay subscribed for more videos.